Let's throw some jabs.
The fight starts now!
All right, Sergio, Jake Paul and Tommy Fury will finally square off on Sunday in Saudi Arabia, and there will be more than just bragging rights at stake. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman says that if Paul wins, the WBC will rank him in the cruiserweight division. Sergio, you once proudly wore the green belt. Are you okay with the WBC giving Jake Paul a world ranking?
And I still proudly hold this belt. I mean, it took me a long time to win it. A lot of blood was shed, a lot of scars, but here I am, a former champion. Now we have, like Eddie Hearn said, this is somewhat of a publicity stunt. Eddie Hearn said it was a commercial. And that's what it is, Mannix. I mean, we need to understand that we're living in different times. I'm a dinosaur now, man. I'm over 40, you're over 40. I mean, there's a new wave of these kids with a following that they're making millions of dollars. So who are we to say they're in the wrong? Maybe this is a new chapter, right? I'm not gonna give Jake Paul credit until he faces a real fighter, and he's facing one this weekend. So I'm gonna judge him off that performance. If he does well, then I'm gonna start giving him some credit. I gave him credit for being a hustler. I gave him credit for bringing eyeballs to the sport, paying fighters like Amanda Serrano a lot of money, and that is all good for boxing. Even trying to revolutionize the insurance that boxers don't have. So a lot of things he's bringing good to the sport. Now, do I need to respect him as a fighter? I'm gonna find out once this is over with. What the WBC is doing, they're just playing the politics, man. And I'm pretty sure all the other organization bodies are gonna do the same. WBO, WBA, IBF, they're gonna jump on board too, man, because then they're gonna get left behind. This is just the way it is, man. Not only in politics, but in life. Adapt or die. You gotta evolve, man. You gotta keep moving forward. And it seems like this is the new way forward. It's a different generation of fans. They're bringing their own money. They're bringing their own eyeballs. It's not the old school. It's not something new. It's something different. Who am I to get in the way of that?
Look, I am an unabashed supporter of Jake Paul. I think what he's done in boxing has been overall good for boxing. I think what he's done for other fighters has been great for them, whether it is Amanda Serrano, who you referenced, Montana Love is somebody else. I think he has been a breath of fresh air, quite frankly, in this sport. And Jake Paul never asked for the WBC to give him a ranking. So my issue really is with your sanctioning body, the WBC. I have a deep disdain for most sanctioning bodies and what they do, because they do stuff like this, because they are willing to give a world ranking to a fighter who, if he wins this weekend, will have one win against a fighter with a real boxing resume. That's not who you give world rankings to. The charter of a sanctioning body should be to be as objective as possible and to call things right down the middle. That's not what they're doing with this. If they give Jake Paul a world ranking, that's them saying, look, this is our way of making a little bit extra money, and we'll do it at the expense of another fighter who would otherwise be worthy of that world rank. And you can see why. Like, the WBC would love to give Jake Paul a cruiserweight title shot. Look at who's fighting on his undercard. You've got WBC cruiserweight champion Junior Makabu facing Badu Jack. You think the WBC wouldn't giddily offer Jake Paul a shot at the cruiserweight title if he beats Tommy Fury? Of course they will. Now, I don't know if that's in Jake Paul's mind. He's looking at guys like Nate Diaz. He's looking at guys like KSI, and he should. Those are bigger money fights. But my issue is with your guys, with Mauricio Sulaiman and the WBC, who just cannot do things in a proper, honest way that promotes integrity. They can't do it. For some reason, they can't do it, and this is another example of why.
Hey, listen, man, there's two ways of climbing the rankings in life and inside and outside the rings. There's the hard, blue-collar way, bleeding for it, and then there's your way, by nepotism, by being helped up to the top. And look, the WBC is using the latter. They're helping Jake Paul by getting him to the front of the line somehow, some way. If you got money, you can do that. You know, he doesn't have to take the hard route, the blue nose route, the blue collared route, the Marvin Hagler route is what I call it.
But that's not, Sergio. That's not the way. That's not the way they should be doing it.
But they're doing it.
A ranking.
And you're not going to stop them, and I'm not going to stop them.
Correct. But this isn't the question of can we stop them. They can do whatever they want. A ranking should be handed out based on merit. There is no world where you can say Jake Paul has earned a ranking. Jake Paul would tell you he hasn't earned a ranking at this point. This is the WBC making a cash grab here, saying, whoa, we can get a big sanctioning fee if we get in the Jake Paul business. That's not right. That is going to cost someone a world ranking that deserves it, and that's not the right way to think to do.
It's not right, but he's already in the door. And, you know, we let him in the door, 2 years ago? Everybody that said he was good for the sport, including yourself. So now, in retrospect, did you do the right thing by giving him all this credit and all this attention?
Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you did.
No, I'm asking you.
I know. I have. I
so
do.
Now you got to deal with it. Now you got to deal with the consequences, and
nobody
this is
ever
one of them.
believed, Sergio. Under no circumstance, when I was writing about Jake Paul, or podcasting about Jake Paul, or talking about Jake Paul on the show, never did I believe that he would get a legitimate ranking or sanctioning body based on one pro fight. I never believed it, but maybe I should have. Like, you got the WBA making up titles all the time. Now you get the WBC stepping in here saying, hey, you know what? That'd be great. Jake Paul, you beat Tommy Fury. You're a ranked cruiserweight. I guess I should have expected a sanctioning body to do this, but I didn't. And that's why this is so surprising.
Yeah, pretty soon these sanctioning bodies are going to be like Oprah giving out cars. You get a belt. You get a belt. You become a champion. Do you want to become a champion, you chump?
I'm good.